There, on that balcony, do you see it? Straight into a bull ring with no prep talk? No, no, no. It's your first sales negotiation. Savvy's got to give you the do's and don'ts. That's a pathetic-looking bull. Where are the sharpened horns ready to puncture your gristle? There's no real danger here. Artistos are known to repel wealth. It bounces off their skin like rubber. The moment a reasonable business proposal enters their periphery, they go and get political. It's true, some of them are known to turn the entire thing into a happening. What you need to do is lure them in with a strong one-liner. Get them on your side before you've even finished the sentence. Show us what you've got. Pretend you're facing the Skull Girl. Boring, boring, yawning my jaw off here. Next, it's polite. What's wrong with being polite? Mamma mia, if this isn't the top seller in La Delta. Everyone knew you'd eventually get it right. Okay then, off you go. Let's see what you've got.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
There'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place. Fat chance, but you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens. What's that? The piggy's looking to get into the art market with a snappy business pitch. Watch out, or you'll be auctioned off and face the chop.
Are we witnessing a performance, perhaps? Play along. Relax. It's all part of her image. She stares at you, fearlessly, waiting for a response.
Whoa! Calm it with that shit, cop. I don't have any art you can buy. Jeez. The whole point of graffitio being on the street is so everyone can see it. No charge. Expression for all.
There has to be a way to convince her. Everyone has a price.
I thought you were a pig. Ooh, little piggy knows the big words. What a waste of a perfectly good saucy son. Stuffing it full of art speak. Sorry. Even with your fancy degree, you've got nothing to offer me.
Sure, she's all draped up in ironic detachment, but everyone's gotta eat.
Blah, blah. I'm not for sale, piggo.
Told you these artist types repel wealth. Turn it around. It's the seller who wields the power in this relationship.
Uh-oh, you're manipulating me. I do like a chance to rip off some stupid piggos. And I need a pack of cigarettes. And some paint. Okay, whatever, piggy. Time to leech off each other like the parasites we are. Let me see what I've got. Here. Happy?
Interesting. You can immediately see multiple ways to interpret this piece. What is the experience that the artist is trying to create? What bodies and spaces are they seeking to explore? Remember, this is a buyer's market. You're the one who's in charge of pricing. She juts out her hand, letting you examine the piece. 3 red splotches have been shot at a diagonal across the surface. Tinier crimson spots fan out from the same point of origin.
Well, piggo, what do you make of it?
The angle of the paint drops reveals that they were fired at the canvas with the force of a hand cannon.
Yes, my artistic integrity.
She is. Despite the demeanor, playing this game brings no joy to her. She cares about art and her private relationship to it.
Signature? Oh yeah, pigster. I sneezed while holding a wet brush. Paint flecked onto the canvas, and voila! You don't get more signature than that. Art issue. Signature? Oh, if you say so. Signature? Oh yeah, Pigster. That's what I said, Piglet. 67,000 real. And your head on a silver tray.
Remember, this isn't about the art or the artist. This needless purchase implies your excessive wealth. Art comes across as more tasteful than simply hanging cash on the wall. Lowball her, the wretched are used to rolling with the punches.
Not bad. I guess I'll take it.
Splendid. Your first physical asset. But no time to stop. Money grows old unless it keeps moving. You need to find a buyer, preferably someone who will pay a high price for such an exclusive piece from a local artist. Nah, she'd probably send the entire Wild Pines legal team after you if she knew you were trading goods around their harbor. She's ready and poised for a hostile takeover. And become a small-time art peddler? No, think bigger. Doing business with communist dictatorships only works if you've got long-term plans in place, which you don't. There must be someone around here with heavy pockets and an interest in the local art. Tell you what, have a wander around and I'll let you know if I hear any wealth. I got some vibes from that container you moved with the crane in the harbor. Let's see what's inside. There isn't a door yet that Savvy's VIP status couldn't open.
Look at us! Coming to an agreement. Who'd have thought? Anything else you want? I'm in a good mood, but it won't last long. I don't believe...
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
There'll never be skulls, but thank you for passing on... Ooh.
She does.
Does...
If there's pain...
Yes. I keep... It doesn't have to do... Yes. Does any...
If there's pain...
Shoot, Piggy. Can't you... I haven't read... Have you ever... We read...
She wants it to be...
This... I thought I'd make... Yeah? Lying is cool.
She turns her hatred.
That...
The woman on the boat does not notice her Ozon is...
On a first-name basis with her. It's where they grow whores like that one over there. Have you got a crush on her?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
She reaches for the photo for about half a minute in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her mouth is relaxed, the accordion lines near her mouth.
Sorry. I was trying... I can't. Close. Port City, quite a few. Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, Revachol.
The old world.
I can't.
Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Seminese...
That makes...
For all the boys looking for...
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they... Is there anything else I can help? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough. There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included. Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it hell. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit. Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona. Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound. You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it. See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides.
What world?
The camera of her mind.
Great bodies. There is a term, Elysium. There are those who... A term of hatred that... Let's. I am, after all, bourgeois. What?
The camera of her...
Great There is a term, Elysium. It does. A term of hate. Oh. Great things. We used to... There's a step. Yes.
A cold fear seeps in.
You seem to be... They say I am sorry, but this is one of the great... I don't know. Yes.
She does not seem convinced that you'll be fine.
You have misimagined. It's like the crowning of the world. See?
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all...
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality. It is the opposite of reality. Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness. Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged. It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible. Extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue. It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories. Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
Yes, carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this. See what she says. That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you wouldn't imagine.
Up to my gills, officer. Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not travelled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E-Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years. Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later. Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely, then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping. What do you think, Detective? Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist, cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism, a mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see. Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale? You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then... Steel yourself, officer. Your colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, he is competent. I checked up on him. And you also have me. I will try to assist you in any way I can.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
Even if we have to do it one basic term at a time. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? You're back. More lessons in basic reality?
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emma Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, ML. He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do."
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective. Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, three pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital. There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. Nothing more. Yes, that means permit me. And if those authorities, nothing more. Yes, the RCM's response, there's nothing yet. The post they call, so permit me to, and if those authorities drink so hard, nothing more. Yes, the RCM's response, there's nothing yet. The post they call, so permit me to conclude, and if those authorities drink, what?
The camera of her...
Great, there is a term, at least it does. A term, oh, great, we used to think it,
Oh,
there's a step, yes.
a code...
They say I am, but this is what, I don't, yes.
She does not seem convinced that you'll be fine. If anything, she's...
Yes. Glad to have been of assistance. Oh? A referral, you mean? Such referrals may sometimes... Yes. Misinformation. Hurry.
She was worried.
How benevolent. Hopefully that... Oh my.
Her mind...
It looks like you may untie this knot yet. What you've said is quite enough. Sounds like he has you running yeah.
With longing. Claire...
I should be. It's probably... Yes. What we told...
Oh no. She...
I'm over...
So it...
Do not... Are you satisfied, Detective? What else can you tell me about your...
She's pointing it quite hard in there. Feels like a nut.
Are you... Go ahead. Yes.
She...
Full of ghosts and ancient... Of course, Detective. You can always... What?
There was a touch of discomfort.
The pie and that...
The Wild Pines group.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to... 20... A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. They start centuries of... You mean aside from being the terminal we built...
We...
All the best. Before a company getaway. For a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. What would you like to know? Oh my. The E word. You mean, then what 33... Yes. Anyway. The boat? It's a pleasure craft. My sloop? Good. I fear I've told quite a few. Then he Revachol.
The old...
I can't.
In Martin... Vredefort? Vredefort had...
That...
For all the boys looking for...
Is there anything else?
Give me a moment. The waiters...
A shabby door hangs oddly on its no response. The apartment numbers have fallen off the door, leaving the panel with a stick. You'll need to equip the chain cutters to enter. A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges. Snip. The cut. Don't let the quiet. You can just go in. A phone book lies open in pocket book blasted with. A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. In the dark, it looks like something under. It doesn't give a shit that you're a cop. It's not too late. Your hand touches a greasy duvet. It's deep. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts. You don't have to take him down. He's already down. A lump of flesh is. And look, the other foot next door is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas company. A groan rises from the man's throat. Dry. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible. And then it dawns upon you. Pig. He's trying to call you a pig. His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes the light from the window. Don't forget his face, the bloated and reddened. There's still plenty to be scared of here, just not what you thought. No response. Nocturnal Lagafalmas. His half-open eyes give him the look of a dead man.
Fucking
The pile of blankets. A change in the socio-economic circumstances wouldn't hurt. Silence. Only heat. The light. Don't forget. There's still plenty to. No response. Nocturnal Lagafalmas. His half-open.
fucking necromancer pig. Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emile Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant. Bleed, pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emile cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
Pigs? Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way. Word on the street is, you send your little friend in dressed as a hooker. Kuno wants to hear all about it, but Kuno knows what...
Kuno means gram.
Wow, that's heavy. There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honourable like that. Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig? Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
He's trying to fuck you again.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame.
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
Yeah, you do some Sambo shit, sneak in. Was the Beano-clad hooker thing real? What?
His posture changes. The swaying...
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window. Yeah. Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad.
Stop saying all this sad shit.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Fuck you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. Get your fucking nun ass out of here. Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life?
Yeah, we got plans.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit. That's right, it's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground, Leroy shit, ain't...
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3... Yeah, that's right. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, in a tomb.
Yeah, pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck do you... Oh, that.
Fucking...
Well played.
Oh, that. Yeah, Kuno... Oh, that.
He is in...
Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno does...
East Delta Commerce Center. This...
Oh, look. Nope. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around.
Hey, isn't he like smoke?
Okay. But this is my last one.
Lowman. You call... And what is that? Oh, meu Deus. The Lowman solved the case. And here I was, thinking you were an idiot.
Republica. A filter.
Neither is spelled transportation. Life is transitory. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme. The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips. The look on her face. Heroic doses, Harifea. Thought insertion? Dithering? When you've seen it all go away. What are we doing here? For thousands of years. Like looking into the ocean tonight. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. Nothing.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking.
In the belly of an airship. Behind. No, the same one.
The wheels all small and round.
Yes.
No elaboration.
They say there is a point. One that I have. It's a point you cannot come back from. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. It's a story as lone horsemen tell, and dark. And the process begins. Erasure, kilometers. No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child growing on the left.
There is nothing. She is received. Someone, not a good. As you look up, you
Oh, salut-tu, compatriote.
Right to work! Honest, we came here when a bunch of beats.
when there's something, fine.
We were promised work. Main game, and I don't mean to. Yeah? Bad. I don't. Why don't you? Wait. Unexpected situation.
He seems to be following his. Do not be fooled by the program.
All I'm wondering, man. Los they're sort.
Is he? Come on. He's just trying.
Why not? Must be. We're negotiating.
The man.
The mercenary. That's so. It was an 8. I in the murder.
He believes the heart.
No problem.
The unpromising raise pupil.
You pick up on something artificial.
Find out for yourself. Endomorphic blob.
The payphone. There, in that container you moved, there's some... Then it's time to show you how. You're back before the cargo container. The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery. The door does not respond to your advances. Is it? Before the cargo container. Its drawer. Step aside, rank and file. Savi's at the top of the VIP list here. That's right. Out of the way. Whoa. Watch it. How'd he get in front? Little slime ball. Thank you, thank you. Now, are you ready? It's time to make our entrance. At first, your knock rings hollow on the door. Just like that, you hear a click.
Ahoy! Come on in!
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you in the general stillness. Only your tongue moves.
Welcome. Savi, was it? Make yourself at home.
You can't hear him exactly.
Now, what can I do for you, good sir? Who am I, anyhow? My name is Rustam Diodore.
We've hit the big time. You'd better explain that you are...
Pleasure to meet you, Raphael. I'm surprised in a positive manner to understand about traveling. By the way, let me now ask you a question.
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Serens, a precursor of a modern Solar Clay.
Ah, a fellow history buff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides is smart, no? Luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems. But don't get me wrong.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems.
What? No, I didn't say that at all. To be perfectly blunt, I inherited my fort. All I did was take her. I gotta tell you, at first, being rich, but then once you've reached some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Precisely, Mr. Custer. A nightmare scenario. A world where we are right now. The freedom of money. It is truly.
Hey. All this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to...
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes.
The Weiss-Wieserman coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient...
Among other things. But calm down. No, not really. There are actually quite many digits. Sure. As you may know, as high net worth individual, here is 3 real. How much can you get for this? Yes, I'm sure. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's there it is? The art market, you say? Possibly. As I said, I don't carry much money on my person. Yes, The special knock that helps us.
The Milton 32-8 knock was created through data. So,
But I'm getting sidetracked. Tell me about your business proposal. I'm a painter. I'm always looking to expand into new asset classes. Who's the artist? Not even a pseudonym? Aha! And the name of the piece?
there's no sign.
Wonderful things, aren't they? Names. They can come before I invest. I need to know more about the work. How do I know this asset?
This is the only question that matters. Fails to come up with an interesting hook and
Emerging. That's a word with plenty of appeal.
now is the time to champion the power of the sinuses.
But design is the very signature of humanity. Everything we do is design. Text columns, urban architecture, the precise shape of...
Doors, windows, toilet.
Well, I think that settles it. However, there are a few complications. I don't have the cash on me right now to pay for art of this caliber. What I can instead offer are shares in Mauer Koshlai Mercury Group.
Shares. That's even better. You can do a lot with them if you play your cards right.
They're the very unit of capital. I bought these shares which means you could net yourself a considerable profit. It's a Godwaldian yield. Have you heard about it? Reim's using it in their...
He's right. The combination of Reim's solid...
Splendid!
It looks almost ethereal. Is it even real?
This is a stock certificate. Well, a photocopy of one. Nevertheless, it's...
The light around the individual in front of you changes somehow as you take this. This transaction has changed the physical relationship between you. You are device Wiesmann coefficient for you and this individual has now dropped to 0.998.
That concludes our part of the transaction. Once you've turned over the asset, my people will get the legal ball rolling. Another deal complete. Welcome to the big leagues! If you haven't already, I'd advise you to consider hiring a personal brand strategist. Unfortunately not.
Oh, and we should see whether this network...
So, what's next on the agenda?
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
Go on. I'm ready. Hold on. Have we met before? Yeah, on second thought, your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, calling themselves Fortress Accident. They pitched me and a handful of other investors. Well, at first, everything, they lacked the will to get things done. We lost all of our money. High art types never deliver. Sadly, what I want to tell you is this. It's a very bad... Absolutely not.
Stop embarrassing yourself. Pop a magnesium and calm down.
It was a real pleasure. Sadly though, my current life's farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness.
The bullet is beside his order. The squish. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet. That sound. Then find the gun that shot it. At the squash, you wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The jacket, the core is lead. You can just about. It's quite. What's interesting about the bullet thus? Exactly. Very interesting. You have an unusual military rifle. The 4.46 caliber. Incidentally, you have no Basilica. Antiques enthusiast back at the station. You should share your findings with him as soon as possible. The pearlescent paper adamantly feisty little thing inside an oval frame. Her form is terrible. She needs to straighten her back and increase the downward pressure. Each letter is shaped. You can do this. Maybe squinting will help. A bold black. If it does, it your vision blurs. That really didn't help, did it? The scroll. Okay. Enough of that. It's starting to sting. Better try it. The certificate threatens to coil back into itself as you relax a little.
The unpromising raise pupil.
What are wondering, man?
A colorful display.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Here you go, mister. Is this about the questions?
That's teen speak for she couldn't be more.
Yeah, I don't know.
To the left. The tear machine. The tear machine stands in the corner.
No. You need...
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
I don't really... Saint Baptiste.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste. The trash container. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. There's nothing more of it. You see, you've done this before. No, good Practice. A box falls into... Not much to see here in it. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck the good call, pig. Kuno does...
This orange machine, you slip... No, if you...
Equip the pry bar by...
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice squeak. You see the pry bar's metal handle bend. That's a good pry bar. Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this. This orange...
Hello again, sir.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Goodness, you everything...
She's attempting to mentally...
Truth be told, not but you don't learn about the important things in life from Fab. The truth is available if you... Everything...
She's attempting to mentally... She smiles.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. Yes, the Simonees are very crafty. Oh, there are new...
Desert pygmy ship.
It's not...
Wow, such wraiths made...
The curse. It's the...
Didn't that curtain just move?
It's not... There's something wrong with this building. Yes, the wards help to keep the... Yes,
The woman before you scans the store. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. Shelves filled. This bookstore is not strict.
Indeed. Well, I hope it can take...
The maps look old and...
They're quite valuable. That old from whence...
The place...
They didn't get that far.
The north to the east. Hudon. It's so... No. This lot Ozon is in the northeast. The ocean connection you have... Perhaps they are... Shelves full. Browse suddenly. High speed... Next...
I'm sorry.
The display grows, maybe those snow, not even close. Mountains of it. Rows and rows. The display. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages.
Wonderful choice.
Hello again, sir. Crime fiction is about murders. It's exciting to people. You don't look much like a... Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. What's that mean? And everything's better now, sir? That's great, sir.
Check out. He isn't even drawn right. She examines the picture.
Sure you can. Maybe you can show me some real police.
Everything's still cool here. I only accept legal tender, officer. Unless that's good for something. In that case, I cannot.
The speakers below.
Hello, hello. This is... I certainly wouldn't pass up the opportunity to acquire something that owning shares. That's where the proper trade is. Far beyond the pittance I deal with in here. No can do. I need to make no offense, but I don't think it would...
He's right.
I'd be glad to trade for your shares. Let's stick to that. No can do. I need to make money. Of course, I'd be glad. Nothing's wrong with... In theory, yes. You probably have enough to afford it all. However, I don't plan on selling... What I can do is trade that modified streetlight over there for some of your shares. It's the most expensive item in here.
Expensive isn't everything. And we know that light isn't even a recognizable brand. You can't exactly strut down the street and turn heads with it, like you can a new Perseus Black number, either. Sure it does. Imagine swinging it at There's much to be learned in this kind of rewiring job. You could steal its secrets and make a whole line of modified street tech to sell to the public. It's up to you. If you think it's got ROI potential, then go ahead.
Nothing else in here carries that much value, I'm afraid. Plus, have another look at it.
Hi again, Gendarme. Admiring the atmosphere. What about you? Well, here's to... Bye-bye, Gendarme.
I've got nothing.
The man ponders his cooking. He looks shrugging, isn't until he smiles. It's almost like...
Hey, was that got the 20 real? Then why do I...
And it's not a shaker.
Am I smile? Because...
Play it calm.
Well, you're not... Now, was there anything else you... Another thing. Great. I love... Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to... Yeah, well, she... Anyway, I'll forward that woman her bit. Yes?
This medicine, pharmaceuticals like Pillbot Necra, it's been button, it's clean of chem. This window, smooth as ice.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
She looks back. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will see through you are advised. Miss Aranye Disco Dancer. Nothing. Just you are not a fool. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be. Air moves in your windpipe. She presses her elbows against her waist and slow. Her hair brushes her shoulders. The strange moment ends. It was brief.
Not my favorite topic. Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theater crafting.
They stripped his I'm confused, sorry. Things are starting to go a little over my head here.
This is beginning to get...
Cowering. I was...
I'm not...
I'm confused. Things are...
This is beginning. If we're letting things be out of courtesy...
I'm 89% sure. You know how...
Do you? There are numerous cigarette burns on those...
In conclusion, officer... Serious.
You hear cracking?
Let me make this 100... We partied. With all due respect, sir. Oh, it is. We drank, sir. Stimulants. I guess you can say that. Downstairs. About a month? Something like that. Oh, yes.
A bitter cringe.
They're frequent get... Over... A little. No. Not as hard. I have.
She sips her coffee. Birds.
He had something... I think he was in a...
She nods.
How about we, you know...
She looks at chipped white poly...
Pretty. Looks like... Alright.
She looks chipped...
Pretty. Why was there a flower on the roof? Yeah? I have no idea, officer. It is. I'm wintering. About 4... Here in the whirling? I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go. If you say so, officer. What did you say? I'm sorry. Comes in handy when... Better safe than sorry. Very funky. All right.
Just like the last time. Don't worry. We will protect... We will see through deceits. You are advised. Miss Aranye Disco. The strange moment ends. You made the right call there. I'm talking about your zero-tolerance policy toward the mania of narco. You're in the right there. That's not... And not only that. Yeah, sure. No. By supporting the...
That's wonderful to hear.
The same small, heavy door. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You kick it. Gung-ho.
All right. Let's trash the place.
Your foot is ready to explode and... The door receives its pain and groveling.
Suck on that door.
This window
What is it? It means I'm a...
I've got nothing.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass. Nothing. Just... Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling. There's a yellow ribbon. Someone hid the key in the... It's close enough to the latch up there.
Huh? I'm not your janitor, cop.
I don't know about that. Sorry, fucko. I'm gonna enjoy the sight of...
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn. The key is bright.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in...
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Didn't even know it.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
That's an older bill. It's you again. What is it? A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious. Well, there are so many bullets in the world. I get
It's bound to happen again.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it.
Wow! Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men...
You know what I think?
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to...
Shit! Huh? Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk.
Before? After? Joe?
Never been.
It's not like you blew it. Why?
Again? Seriously, man. Yeah, whatever. Fuck! I knew that.
For the record, Titus...
Oh, shut up and stare.
She's just in denial.
Yeah, she's crazy.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Lawman.
His hands become fit.
And you went and...
Hit you.
Titus Hardy.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you.
Everett personally sent me to...
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her... Frankly, it's a bit terrifying.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. Show it to him, T.
Here, jerkwad.
Another apocalyptic act. This is their last play, this tape. This story.
You think we go into this? We have machines. Since way before.
Things got nice and quiet after.
It's not advanced. You just hold up.
Don't put yourself down, Angus.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something.
You don't care.
Fix, T.
I won't be on you.
There's a lot of question.
What's on it? We call it.
A door gun is a gun.
Where can I listen?
Yeah, play it with...
Okay, okay. Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh. Yeah? You do that.
Medicinal purpose. Flipping through the book, you come across... It's all quackery. And finally, it seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties. There's nothing in here that speaks to hangover. First, you need to choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base. Lastly, is there anything else? You've created a delicious tincture. Would you like to try again? Very well. Next, you'll need to combine... Lastly, you've created... Would you like to try? Very well. First, next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with... Lastly, you've created... Would you like to try again? Very well. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with... Lastly, you've created... Would you like to try again? Very well. First, Next, you'll need to combine. Lastly, is there any you've created would you like to try? You close the book and find yourself staring, flipping through the book. You come across it's all finally. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs. There are a number of CO-like tonics. There's nothing in here that's first. You need to choose a base. Next, you'll need to, lastly, is that you've created. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to come. Lastly, you've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. Would you like to try? Very well. First, choose. Next, you'll need to come. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. Would you like to try? You close the book. The porter-reel is just not so far. It's just a race, but the porter-reel is just what you, not so fast. Somewhere between the GRIH and in your hands, the cover, the exact location, the box, what treasures even before you open it. The plastic wrap, there's a hit. Savor that. You open up a number of pouches. In addition, from the Empire of Sephra, each cardboard token, it's a shame. You hold the welcome to suzerainty. Again, the colorful, you begin to suspect the you soon figure out the basic conceit. There is no, that's where each turn, as you leaf through remember, boring, the actual scoring system, welcome to suzerainty. Again, the colorful, you begin to you soon figure out that's what each turn, as you leaf through the pages, the actual scoring, welcome to suzerainty. The colorful, you begin, you soon figure out, you hold the bankruptcy sequence. It's easy. You just need to move on. Like a plague of locusts. Like a fucking plague. Failure is a core tenet of liberalism. When life closes a door, it opens a window. And if the fall is too steep, use the fire exit. Run to the roof. You always have that airship on the dock.
Hey, was that got the 20? Good.
How good? This is not, that soap scum smell. The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water is only lukewarm. You feel nice and lonely, and so tired. The cans continue to bob, as do your thoughts, aimlessly splashing up against the sides of the tub. You see the corpse. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rent. Your fingers grow pale. And what are you doing? You're not. The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The faucet is quite. You handle the chain cutters deftly. Told you that you need. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's been still not happening. It won't come off that. The window stands. You see some light. The bed is still. The room behind your closed eyelids is familiar now. The only hope.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh.
How have things been going for you, Al?
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer.
Hear that? He doesn't even flinch. It's much, much worse than that.
We're trying to help you.
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage.
In hell.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for...
The last thought in your head before waking is...
Yes? What do you want to know? What's there to say? The cop kind. Well, sort of. I think the dispatch...
So, Yvonne, somewhere in your mind...
Yes.
The Rose are... Jean, your brothers have left you.
Well...
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate...
I'm good enough for this case, Martinez. Nothing. It's... I bet you do. The 41st...
He neither approves, nor...
It's a good thing. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it. Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. Just think about it for a second.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way. I checked the records. This jurisdiction, I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise. Yes?
Only banal, one you should be ashamed of. It's no wonder the soft... No response. He's having trouble.
Have you tried?
There is a sudden, harsh...
Really? You look this...
Clearly.
You can always use the radio in my kinema to call you.
The porter-reel is...
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village.
The harbor.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A room. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave. Then, indeed.
There's more going.
One of the other mercenaries, I think. A village on the...
The South Safre conflict.
Who knows?
A symbol of soldier of...
It seemed authentic enough. Still.
There's more going on here than we know.
A village on...
The South Safre...
Who knows?
A symbol of...
I think we've got a few more questions for Clap.
You see ahead. The key fits the dimpled dust. Right? No. This small elevator smells of the maintenance card under the control.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. At the end of the last century.
It appears this whole
seems like a small freight. That it does. No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century. No, I think
there are lots. The small steel plaque reads, "Halt." So this is where the lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room.
At some point, 20 looks like it.
A creak.
Downstairs in the hall.
Remember the dice maker?
Ah, yes.
But then it went bankrupt.
If that's true, then our he does not appear to be the kind of man who
Stupid It's not a ghost story. You clearly see
jackpot. These in 3 weeks.
This is good.
It was a stereo investigation. It means someone snuck through what seemed
large print. One person has been. This print is unlike one left by a rig.
The size looks about the same, actually, between that and that. No, these little horizontal lines are
everything around. You can almost see the shape of a man and a...
You can barely see the footprints on the floor, however.
Boring footprints. You lean closer to the peephole. You clearly see footprint.
Jackpot. It means someone's 3 weeks.
This is...
It was a stereo...
Large print. This print, everything around you. This is the barred door you tried to kick in before. The door shudders a bit.
Unless we've...
Folded, yes. It is quite likely that we will re-emerge on the M plane.
Officer.
She puts her cough with a soft...
Did he?
She doesn't care.
Where?
It's intercepted.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Yeah. That was
a memory surfaces.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little...
Yes.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all...
She's quite observant about the...
People who go to
There's more to this.
Running. He was like the Seminoles conflict. Where else great...
Did he tell you he had...
No. We were too busy...
What kind of...
Thank you for clearing...
She takes a very small sip of her coffee.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer... I didn't...
A nickname?
I guess.
Lelistat. We have a few questions.
The young woman craned the last missing piece.
In
the Lelistat.
You were almost right, officer.
Yes.
Did that bring you...
No.
Sex. No love for Mother Araignée.
No. He was by no means a stupid man. No. I love Revachol, though. He was 40.
42?
He had many scars that made him appear. We even celebrated him.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
It isn't.
There is no... This is clearly sports for him. Something like...
That's too...
He's lying.
Blue. Pardon.
He had a combat wound?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
It was light brown. Almost oily.
She understands what autopsies entail.
No. I can see you've put quite a...
There it is, in your rushed writing. Right where the lieutenant is pointing. Fucky, fucky.
Oh. That. Sure. Waterways. How?
Is this Orani's
Yes. This is the very... He's smoking and drinking, and the woman goes like, "What was this, babe?" And he says, "That was too hardcore." And so it goes. Oh, yeah. No, thank you.
Go on.
He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people and... Change of topic, perhaps? Why do you ask? Wow. Maybe you're
Everything checks out here. It's all A-OK. Good answer.
A real... How much does the toxicology report cost the...
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll...
Good for you.
What do you think it will...
I don't know how it seems...
Is she avoiding anything? See? There's something off here. This...
Why do you ask? Well, it's wrong.
Everything checks out here. It's all...
He was
42.
He had met... We even...
Looks like you were...
Points are good. Have one, you...
It isn't.
This is clearly sports for him.
That's too...
He's lying.
In...
Leilstat.
This means his race was occidental.
Yes.
Did that bring...
No.
Sec, no love for Mother Araignée.
No. He was by no means a... I love Revachol.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Yeah? I did not.
There may be more to this mystery.
A peephole?
Yes. Look.
Okay.
It's fair.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me? Okay.
Unfortunately, no. But if I...
Shit.
She does.
I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there? Honestly...
Yet. Maybe it's something she's keeping for a later move. Which...
Huh.
She's straight as a stick. So...
Okay.
She's lost in thought.
Go ahead.
She's lost in thought.
I'm with...
How long?
About 4 months. Funky town. It is.
The loot, he finds the answer.
All right.
Yes, miss. I hope you don't mind. All right.
Coolly. Grace.
Sure.
Wait. Stop. That man, below the damage. How old are you? You could ask either one of...
Huh? How old? You asked. He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
There's silence. Then, here it comes.
Sure, you're...
Wait. This requires scientific to the laboratorium. This window is
looks like it, yeah.
Smooth following your lead.
Hey, drop the 20 real. Then why are you wasting another thing? Great. I love those. What wall? I'll have it fixed at...
The color has... What a shame to fix such a good peephole.
Absolutely.
Well?
Sir, he was on...
Yes, I absolutely will. Absolutely.
In your defense?
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Oh, okay, well...
He's really... It takes a lot of willpower not to ask.
Okay, what is back there? Ha! I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. No, I was...
He was wondering about something business-related, about how much money he could make of one.
Those machines are whirling property. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here.
Yeah, those numbers he should still know. You have to be for...
What? Why would you...
So he knows of the doomed commercial area, and its address.
Everyone knows of it. I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling. It's a sign.
Relax, Mr. Gart.
Does this look like part for 14 years, man?
He's done a fine job, too. Though he's...
Some real estate management company. Well, it sure as hell...
It was you?
You look surprised. Hail, Holy Queen.
Good pick.
Yeah. Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial. Yes, your police skills have delivered. What about them?
He's hesitating.
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling. Luck has got nothing to...
Against the doom.
So, if you didn't have anything else... Yes?
It's you again. What is it? And
he tenses immediately. Chest tightens. That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Locker room. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed...
Yes.
Funny.
Seems like they
will. Right.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of...
Okie dokie. This is just...
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
I asked for your opinion. Not a bedtime story.
But she didn't.
Fantastic.
Yeah, guys. We should...
Why? Success. They admitted.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head. Handled him?
Yes. We heard all about it. And the fact still stands.
Nah. Yeah. Well, it's...
With an overdose, you can at least try... Yeah. Underdose.
Yeah. But I mean... Yeah. Maybe. That... I already told you.
There's less gusto.
Come on, Titus.
You know what? I am next time you see her, that lion. Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of...
What is this quiet?
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not...
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be. Convince Titus, but you know someone who might. Fat Angus, just remember it's about more than outside under the rising sun. Tap her. He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Bring that up one.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the Wild North.
It wasn't that.
That's it.
Officer, you will
firearm. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Suddenly, there's an awful ringing in your ears. To your right, you sense the M. You only manage to perform one more movement. More dead cops. Sad news.